The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This timeless wisdom aligns with the popular saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Today, we'll explore this idea through a Stoic lens, identifying 7 types of individuals who can derail your progress in life and philosophy, along with practical Stoic strategies to navigate these relationships. 1. The complainer. We all know that person. Someone who finds fault in everything, the weather, their job, or even trivial things like the food at a restaurant. You might think ignoring their negativity is simple, but constant exposure can silently drain your mental energy. Stoic strategies. Limit exposure. Whenever possible, reduce the time you spend with habitual complainers. Mental distancing. When you can't avoid them, think of their complaints as background noise, a storm you observe but don't engage with. Visualize yourself as an unmovable mountain, unaffected by the passing winds. Redirect to solutions. Encourage conversations around problem-solving rather than complaints. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Guarding your mental peace ensures negativity doesn't derail your pursuit of virtue and resilience. 2. The drama magnet. Drama magnets thrive on chaos and often pull you into their whirlwind of crises and controversies. Their crises may seem compelling at first, but they become exhausting over time. Stoic strategies. Reflective listening. Instead of giving advice or intervening, mirror their words back without getting emotionally involved. For instance, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah did that," you could respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling hurt." Selective unavailability. Schedule periods of focused work or personal time when you are simply unavailable for distractions. Seneca reminds us, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. Stay present and avoid getting swept up in other people's drama. 3. The naysayer. Naysayers are those who cast doubt on your dreams and aspirations. Their skepticism isn't constructive, but serves to undermine your confidence. Stoic strategies. Seek advice, not approval. Instead of sharing your plans outright, ask them for suggestions. This puts them in a constructive role, reducing the likelihood of outright negativity. Positive confrontation. Challenge them to think of solutions. For example, if they say, "You can't start that business," respond with, "What steps do you think someone in my position should take?" Epictetus wisely advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listen discerningly. Take the valuable input and discard the rest." 4. The victim. Victims see themselves as powerless, blaming external forces for their circumstances. Their narrative often revolves around blame rather than responsibility. Stoic strategies. Compassionate detachment. Offer empathy without becoming their perpetual problem solver. Encourage responsibility. Shift conversations toward actionable steps they can take rather than reinforcing their victimhood. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Helping someone doesn't mean carrying their burdens for them. Would you like me to continue with the next types, or dive deeper into any specific part? Navigating life with wisdom, identifying toxic influences, and embracing Stoic principles. Be the master of your story, not a victim of circumstance. Life is like a chessboard filled with countless moves, strategies, and unexpected challenges. When you face injustice, it's tempting to succumb to a victim mentality. However, being trapped in perpetual checkmate is often a choice, not an unavoidable fate. Resist being defined by the unfair actions of others. Take control of your moves and make deliberate decisions that prioritize growth and wisdom, not revenge or self-pity. Just as a skilled chess player knows when to make sacrifices for future gains, you too can navigate life's difficulties with calculated resolve and foresight. Type 5. The toxic positivist. Picture Someone who always radiates sunshine, rainbows, and endless streams of good vibes only slogans. They're quick to dismiss your struggles with glib advice like, just be happy, or focus on the positive. While their intentions may be kind, their relentless optimism can often invalidate your feelings and disconnect you from the reality of your experiences. Imagine your life as a garden, filled with beautiful flowers but also weeds and pests. The toxic positivist insists you ignore the weeds altogether, pretending they don't exist. Got aphids destroying your plants? They'll tell you to just look at the roses. Let's say you're dealing with a painful breakup. You're sad, confused, and in search of emotional balance. The toxic positivist advice? There are plenty of fish in the sea. Just smile and move on. This oversimplified view dismisses the complexity of human emotion. Life isn't about constant happiness. It's about embracing both joy and sorrow, light and shadow. How to deal with toxic positivity. Acknowledge duality. If someone says, look on the bright side, at least you have your health, respond with, yes, I'm grateful for my health, but I'm also okay feeling upset about this issue. Both can coexist. Practice emotional granularity. Instead of saying you're simply sad, describe your feelings more precisely. I'm feeling a bit melancholic because of X, and that's okay. Embrace stoic balance. As Seneca once said, true happiness is understanding our duties and enjoying the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Life isn't about focusing solely on the positive or the negative. It's about embracing complexity with equanimity. Type 6. The manipulator. Imagine your life as a carefully written movie script, where you're the protagonist crafting your journey with thoughtful intent. But lurking in the shadows is a manipulator, a sly figure who subtly rewrites your storyline without your consent, steering it to benefit themselves. A manipulator could be a friend who always convinces you to pay for dinner by saying, "You're doing so well financially and I've had such a tough month. It wouldn't mean much to you, but it would make my day." Over time, your generosity is exploited, but addressing it feels uncomfortable because they frame it as a harmless favor. How to handle manipulators. Use fogging. Acknowledge any truth in their statement without being swayed by emotional coercion. Example, you're right, I've been doing well, but let's split the bill as usual. Set clear boundaries. Politely but firmly say no. Example, I can't lend money, but I'm here to offer emotional support. Embrace stoic wisdom. Epictetus reminds us we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. The manipulator thrives on predictable reactions. Take back control by responding differently and asserting your autonomy. Type 7. The time vampire. Imagine your daily life as a symphony, where each instrument represents a task or commitment. When played together, they create a harmonious balance. But along comes the time vampire, screeching off-key, disrupting your carefully crafted melody. This person may not be malicious. It could be a colleague who constantly interrupts with trivial questions, or a friend who invites you to endless social events that don't interest you. These small disruptions accumulate, draining your time and energy. How to protect your time. Pomodoro technique. Work in focus intervals, typically 25 minutes, with short breaks, making it clear you're not to be disturbed. Learn to say no. Decline invitations without guilt. A simple, "Thanks for inviting me, but I can't make it," is sufficient. Value time wisely. As Seneca said, life, if well lived, is long enough. Time is your most precious resource. Guard it fiercely. Self-awareness. Looking within. It's easy to spot these types in others, but the real challenge is examining whether we inadvertently play these roles in someone else's life. Are you dismissing a friend's struggles with toxic positivity? Have you manipulated someone, even unintentionally, to get what you want? Or perhaps you become a time vampire, unaware of the disruptions you're causing? Stoicism isn't just about navigating the world, but understanding and improving ourselves. By cultivating self-awareness, setting boundaries, and embracing life's complexities, we can write a story filled with growth, resilience, and wisdom. So, remember, you are the protagonist of your journey, holding the pen to your life's narrative. Choose your actions deliberately, honor your values, and conduct your symphony with purpose. Life will flourish when nurtured with authenticity, balance, and intention.